On a local level, the city of San Diego is also talking about climate change. Leaders unanimously voted today on a groundbreaking plan to reduce our carbon footprint.
And as San Diego 6's Carlos Correa reports, members of the Environment Committee are now taking the proposal to the full city council for a vote in December.
Environmental attorney Nicole Capritz has waited for this moment for the past 5 years.
It takes a long time to make change.
She's talking about San Diego's new Climate Action Plan, which is expected to cut citywide carbon emissions in half by 2035. It also aims to achieve 100% clean energy.
The city of San Diego is positioning itself as a national leader to make sure we're doing everything possible to protect and preserve the quality of life for kids and the future generations.
While the international community is working to figure out climate change on a worldwide scale, San Diego leaders say climate change needs to be addressed on a local level.
It is really something that is impacting communities throughout our entire country, throughout the entire world, and San Diego is ready to take action.
The new Climate Action Plan includes creating more bike and walk paths to give people an alternative to driving. People can expect to see more solar panels and trees throughout the city.
We see all around the world, even locally, the impacts of climate change when it comes to large wildfires, droughts, tsunamis, hurricanes. We know that this is real, that we know this is happening, and we have a responsibility to act.
The proposal has been redefined over multiple mayoral administrations with many community stakeholders in the hopes of properly safeguarding the environment for the good of the economy, health, and security.
It's different in that it doesn't just say, hey, this would be nice. It says, this is what we're going to do, and here's when we're going to do it by.
Carlos Correa, San Diego 6 News.
As world leaders meet in Paris to talk about climate change, city council members here in San Diego are outlining their climate action plan.
The plan would cut the city's carbon emission in half over the next 20 years. CBS News 8's Heather Hope is live downtown tonight with the details. Heather?
And the committee voted unanimously to go ahead and pass the resolution that we're talking about today, although it still has to be heard in front of the full council. Still, this plan is aggressive, and the committee is also saying that with it, it will reduce carbon monoxide and all kinds of pollutions dramatically for the city.
It's not very often that the environmental community, the public health community, the labor community, the business community all comes together and speaks with the same voice. For those that are here supporting the plan, to stand up.
On the same page, many climate change supporters packed the San Diego City Council committee room to sound off on the Climate Action Plan.
I love butterflies and just like everybody else, and rainy days and nice weather, but there's a lot of economics that goes along with this.
The city's plan would go beyond the state law that mandates utility companies use 50% clean energy to making San Diego 100% clean energy in 20 years. The plan would call for the city to break away from SDG&E and instead purchase energy for all businesses and residents on its own.
We get to have local control over whether they're dirty fuels or clean fuels on our electricity grid, whether we have clean air or dirty air.
But it's still unclear if the council will all be in favor of the groundbreaking plan.
But we've seen so many things happen to us here. It's so personal. Our wildfires, 2 seasons of that, have really raised awareness of what climate change has done.
Here in San Diego, there is a big push behind a local plan to fight climate change this afternoon. In fact, the City Council's Environmental Committee gave its stamp of approval, but already skeptics are saying the plan's goals are out of reach. Let's get the basics now from NBC7's Gene Comison. Gene.
Well, Mark, the plan's backers say if anything, it may not be ambitious enough, but it could involve potential economic and lifestyle adjustments for many San Diegans. Some pain that could go along with the gains in rescuing the climate and environment from greenhouse gases.
There are other cities in the United States that are joining us. There's Las Vegas, San Jose, San Francisco, Georgetown, Texas. Who knew? All these cities are committing like us to a 100% clean energy future. And then we have the cities in America that are already at 100%. Burlington, Vermont, Aspen, Colorado, and Greensburg, who knew, Kansas.
But are those commitments, bowing to state mandates for lowering carbon emissions from fossil fuels, realistic? Such as 100% reliance on clean energy and 50% on mass transit within 20 years. Either way, the city is aggressively promoting eco-friendly alternatives, citing warnings about climate change's stark impacts on weather and nature.
We have other jurisdictions locally and elsewhere who have not adopted measurable, enforceable plans, and those plans have been ruled invalid by the courts. And so we are not necessarily doing something particularly groundbreaking. What we're doing is listening to the courts and to external actors that are saying this is the way you got to do it.
A controversial plan to cut the city of San Diego's carbon emissions in half went before the City Council's Environment Committee today. The goal is to reduce the emission levels over the next 20 years. It is called the Climate Action Plan, and city staff members have been working on it now for about 2 years. It outlines 5 strategies for cutting emissions, including constructing more energy and water efficient buildings, promoting cycling, public transit, and walking over commuting by car, and transitioning the city to only using renewable energy.
This plan demonstrates that San Diego is a progressive leader in addressing climate change and that we value our people, our environment enough to commit aggressive, measurable outcomes in this plan.
Mayor Kevin Faulconer says he supports the plan, saying it will protect our environment and help our economy grow. If the plan is approved by the council committee, it will go to the full council next month.
Well, the San Diego City Council has unanimously passed a long-awaited plan to help out with climate change. This plan calls for more clean and renewable energy projects, water-efficient buildings. Ultimately, the goal is to set San Diego on a course of using 100% renewable energy in the next 20 years and keep San Diego as a leader for clean technology and green jobs. City Council member Todd Gloria has been supporting this idea for years.
It is good for the local economy and gives us an opportunity to showcase our regional clean tech and innovation sectors. And I think it's that reason why, again, so many people are with us today. These individuals, this plan and these individuals represent business leaders as well as environmentalists, public health advocates, labor leaders, and community planning and neighborhood leaders. All of us coming together to say that our environment is worth fighting for, and that's what this climate action plan will do.
And this plan will be going before the full City Council next month for adoption.
San Diego's Environment Committee unanimously approved the city's Climate Action Plan proposal today. The measure provides a blueprint for cutting the city's carbon emissions in half over the next 20 years. City Councilman Todd Gloria says the plan addresses climate impacts that threaten the region.
This plan demonstrates that San Diego is a progressive leader in addressing climate change and that we value our people, our environment enough to commit aggressive, measurable outcomes in this plan.
The Climate Change Plan will go to the full City Council later this month.
El Comité del Medio Ambiente de la ciudad de San Diego aprobó hoy de manera unánime un plan de acción para ayudar a combatir el cambio climático en la región. Claudia Rodríguez tiene los detalles. Claudia.
Carlos, esta decisión es uno de los pasos más importantes a nivel local para combatir este grave problema. Dentro de las metas de este plan, que lleva más de 2 años en gestación, está el reducir los niveles de emisión registrados en la ciudad en el 2010 en un 20% para el 2020 y en la mitad para el 2035, además de construir edificios públicos de alta eficiencia en el manejo de la energía y el agua, reducir la basura y promover el uso de otros medios de transporte como la bicicleta y el caminar en vez del uso de automóviles.
Queremos ver cómo va a ser San Diego una ciudad más limpia, cómo vamos a mandar menos basura al basurero y reciclar el mayor número de basura posible en el futuro. Cómo vamos a hacer para que la gente pueda caminar, utilizar bicicleta, el autobús o el trolley para llegar a su lugar de empleo a una manera más eficaz.
Todos estos son temas muy importantes que, de acuerdo al regidor Álvarez, van a ayudar a combatir el cambio climático en la ciudad, especialmente en zonas marginadas.
Estamos pidiendo que las comunidades que históricamente han tenido mucha contaminación al aire, tenemos una oportunidad de disminuir esta contaminación para crear una comunidad más sana y saludable.
El plan cuenta de 3 fases, la primera a corto plazo en un periodo de 2 años, la segunda fase es a 5 años y la tercera hasta el año 2035, cuando se prevé que toda la energía que se utilice en San Diego sea renovable o limpia. La primera revisión del plan será presentada al Cabildo tan pronto como el mes que entra.